Hello and welcome to this video. Today we are discussing how inclusive education differs from special education. How inclusive education differs from special education. I just want to take 1 minute, if you allow me, to welcome those who are here for the very first time. If you have just come into our channel, this is probably your first video. Hello and welcome. I really want to welcome you to this channel. It is a beautiful channel where we discuss issues to do with general inclusion. We are discussing inclusion in schools or in education, inclusion in health, inclusion in workplaces, inclusion in homes, and inclusive relationships. This is what we discuss in this channel, so you can see that it is a beautiful channel. We have a beautiful content. If you have time, just go a little bit down on our channel. We have been sharing very beautiful videos, and I welcome you once again. Don't forget, before we go any further, click that button, subscribe to the channel, so that from here on you never miss on our updates. Also, don't forget to share and like our videos if you feel that is the right thing to do. Hello and welcome. My name is Shirley En. I am an inclusion specialist, the principal consultant at Thaboshi. This is a consultancy company based in Botswana, the most peaceful country in the whole world. Hello and welcome. We love you very much. I am so happy you are here today. Hello and welcome. Yes, without much further ado, let's get straight into the gist of the matter. How inclusive education differs from special education. The first aspect is that inclusive education is a mainstream program, while special education is a segregation program. Let me say it like that. In inclusive education, students with special needs attend same schools, same classes with those with no special needs. But in special education, only students with special needs attend. This is a separate system that is meant for students with special needs or with disabilities, as we often see. The second one is that inclusive education is for all, while special education is for some. This one goes back to number one. Inclusive education accommodates all people, but special education, it accommodates only those with special needs or those with disabilities, as is often the case. Inclusive education, all students attend that particular school, that's a school. All students, those with disabilities and those without, or we can say those who are disabled and those who are non-disabled, so they attend same schools. And another thing with inclusive education is that general education teachers and special education teachers, they teach same school. And even then, there are no classes separate for students with special needs. These teachers, they just teach normally, as if it's normal. But in special education, only those teachers who trained in special education and inclusive education can teach there. General education teachers cannot teach in special education. So special education, only students with disabilities attend, and only teachers with special education and inclusive education teach in that particular school. The third aspect is that in inclusive education, learners normally attend school near their homes, because the learner attends any school that he wants. And the school, if a learner has a disability, then it's the school who has which has to make adjustment to accommodate this learner. But in inclusive education, often at times students attend school far from home. They are often find themselves having to move from one place to another to attend school, maybe in another town, in another country, or in another village. In another village, another town, or even in another country, just because that school is able to cater for this particular child. But in mainstream or in inclusive setup, all schools should be able to accommodate learners with special needs, regardless the type of special need or whatever. Okay. Number 4. I hope we are together, my people. I hope we are together. Number 4 aspect is that inclusive education, or in inclusive education, learning is not necessarily institutionalized. Learning does not necessarily take place in a school setup. Learning can happen anywhere, anytime. It's a flexible learning system. But special education is a strict learning or education system where learners attend school in an institution that we call a school, where learners get their learning or their education in a school setup or in an institution that we call it, school. That is the aspect number 4. Number 5 is that in inclusive education, often it's mild to moderate, inclusive education setup mostly accept or admit students with mild to moderate special needs, as opposed to special education, which caters for students with special needs. Most of special education schools are those for students with severe special needs, like blindness, those who are deaf, and dyslexic school, all those things. So inclusive education, it accommodates mainly students with mild to moderate special needs, while special education system accommodates students with severe special needs or severe disabilities. So these are the 5 aspects between, or how inclusive differs from special education.